As you know, I am officially the hardest presenter on Channel 4. This is why I've been invited out to Los Angeles onto the set of the hardest film of the year.
Mortal Kombat makes parents see red. Video characters sometimes rip out spinal cords and chop off limbs to score points. Now Mortal Kombat leaps to the big screen, and while the movie goes for PG-13, the fists still fly.
Everybody was
shouting at the screen, and it was like a party. Kids in school were raving about it, running out onto the baseball field shouting, "Mortal Kombat!"
You're ready for this? Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to review Mortal Kombat, the movie, 1995, starring J.K. Simmons and Anthony Starr. This video is being forced on us by June.
Howdy everybody. Welcome to the video I'm forcing on you like a garbage bag over the head. Strange little non sequitur to initiate us, but I'm thinking about garbage and I'm thinking about intimate, beautiful garbage. This is an entirely out of whack real human beings thus far. This is, as is meant to be the case, a film we have things to say about, that we have some real passion for.
Yeah.
This is the 1995 Mortal Kombat film. No one could pay me to talk about the 2021 Mortal Kombat film. I'm never going to talk about a movie that I don't want to talk about. That's a real human being's deal.
Our main goal with ComboFriends and Real Human Beings is to explore things we love, or things we hope to love. Cocaine Bear was a sad example of something we wanted to love and couldn't.
That was a great tragedy. Often in life you will be disappointed, but sometimes you won't be. This is about my 17th time watching Mortal Kombat 1995. This was Matthew's first time watching Mortal Kombat 1995. It's as they say, you never forget your first. Matthew, in a word or in a sentence, if you want literally any capacity at all to say something interesting, your thoughts on Mortal Kombat 1995.
Of all the Christopher Lambert films I've ever seen,
this is one of them.
He must have been paid by the decibel. You can't hear that, but June laughed pretty hard.
Don't tell anybody I had noise suppression on. I forgot until now. Hey! You'll hear my laughter for the rest of the video.
Okay, to actually put forward my thoughts on this movie. It was so 90s, it was so astoundingly or inspiringly 90s. It felt so fun. It was such dumb fun. I could not take it seriously at all, and I don't think it wanted me to. As for the Christopher Lambert joke there. See, Christopher Lambert, he talks like this for the whole movie. Sometimes he gets a little loud.
Movie trivia. Paul W.S. Anderson of Mortal Kombat 1995 fame has repeatedly stated he considers himself a, you're gonna love this, populist filmmaker who only cares about whether his movies entertain the audience and make them cheer in the cinema, rather than their reception by professional critics. Wikipedia has 7 sources for him saying he's a populist filmmaker.
I like that. I like so much about this movie. I like the fact that Raiden talks like that. That Raiden says ominous shit and then starts giggling and then goes, sorry. Sorry. I like the fact that Kano is so incredibly either Australian or some British street tough in this. Can I tell you probably the point where I was like, I'm gonna like this movie?
Please.
There's this point where Sonya Blade and Jax, her partner, who is in all of exactly 40 seconds of this movie. They are tracking down Kano and they see him go on this big scary boat. And Sonya's like, I gotta get on that boat. And Jax is like, you don't gotta get on that boat. And then she starts running. And as she's running, Jax is like, no, Sonya, don't get on the boat. With all the passion, force, and iron will of Gene Wilder telling Mike TV to not get in the Wonka vision. No, stop, get back. Well, I've done all I can.
Well, I've done all I can. I guess it's my turn for my cool cop partner to die at the behest of bizarre Australian pee-pee man. If you're mad about me calling Kano a pee-pee man, you're crazy. Listen, this is like beyond the scope of the review largely, but as the Mortal Kombat games have advanced, Kano has been becoming more of a PP guy every game.
When you say PP guy, do you mean like fetish-wise?
I mean, one of the ways that Kano starts a match in Mortal Kombat 11 is he will be peeing. He will be walking into the screen and blasting a long, steamy trail of Paul W.S. Anderson's blessing upon the Mortal Kombat franchise, which is that Kano goes from being weird, sadistic cyborg nothing man to absurdly cartoonish Australian fuggery. I like so much about the parts of this film that are just deeply, extraordinarily strange. I'm just gonna skip to timeline item 3. You can get back to timeline item 2 after if you like. But I gotta talk about this as a Paul W.S. Anderson flick and as a video game movie. What?
Movie trivia.
What?
You see, the sheer blood and gore of Mortal Kombat 1995 twisted the poor mind of director Paul W.S. Anderson to such a point where he needed to make Event Horizon 1997 to be able to sleep again.
The twisted, sickening violence of this crazy blood flick for loonies. For creepy, crawly Australians who want to see their national representative do that bit where he takes a big bite out of a hunk of chicken and then spits it immediately into a cartoonishly large wine glass. There is so much chutzpah on this movie. There is so much incomprehensibly specific spawning from nowhere but Paul W.S. Anderson's twisted mind particularity to this film. Kano's not Australian. That's not the case. It should have been the case, and it was forever after, because Paul W.S. Anderson takes grasp of this absurd premise, make a fighting game movie, and he makes the most movie anyone has ever made in the year 1995. Like Matthew said, it's dripping in the sheer bliss of the 90s. Anyone did anything they liked. There is a full Jim Henson's puppeteering company, Four-Armed Nightmare Man. And he's from the video games, but that puppet is glistening wet. And he gets into a big old fist fight with some characters that just straight up are not real. Like Artleen, who we'll get to. We're not talking about Artleen yet.
We will get to Artleen.
Please look forward to our Artleen moment.
In 90s fashion, I feel like every possible centimeter of set outside of the screen was just smoke machines. There's so much smoke. It doesn't make it less visible. It's not distracting, but it's like real 90s. Hide everything with smoke. Hide everything with smoke.
I love it.
Like Jim Henson's Labyrinth.
It's really honestly impeccable. They didn't need to do so much for this little funny Mortal Kombat film.
Yeah.
In some respects, they do too much weirdo their own thing. In other respects, the weirdo thing they did was so goddamn strange it black hole affected the Mortal Kombat franchise forever. In other respects, this made literally dozens of millions more dollars than it cost to make. So let's follow that cash cow to its natural conclusion in sure. Johnny Cage is the protagonist of Mortal Kombat now. Kano's Australian. Paul W.S. Anderson, you can make any movie you like, silly little boy. Can I make a really scary one that's like Warhammer that people don't like? Absolutely.
Thank you. I needed it to be able to close my eyes and not see the screams again.
Cool skeleton transformation .mp3.
I would also like to talk about the casting. Everybody feels really, really good for their roles. I cannot understate, and please dub me over if I'm wrong, Kenneth Michael Richardson.
I'll only know if you're wrong once I listen through in the edits.
Yeah.
If he's wrong, I'm putting in a clown sound effect.
Yes, please do.
But it'll sound right.
I really like whenever I hear his voice. He does a great job of Goro. Other actors include Christopher Lambert, as already stated, and his hilarious...
The most actor of all time.
He sounds like, and this is a deep cut, there is this Batman show where it's got a pretty decent opening the whole way around, but right at the right at the end, as it gets to when you are starting the show, there's like this whisper, "The Batman," and sounds just like that. I would also like to give special point to Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa. Amazing job. He plays Shang Tsung, who is just a disreputable, awful kind of person in this. Really, really hate him.
Just really iconic scoundrel. It takes a real actor to make me hate the villain. And to make me go, I want to see more of them always and forever. Yeah. Every day of my life, I think about the absurd goddamn face acting that everyone's allowed to get away with in Mortal Kombat 1995, where no one is afraid to die. And he scrunches up his face so tight, and he goes each and every chance he gets the goddamn chance. Your soul is mine.
Flawless victory.
He cares so much, and it's so joyful.
He does. It's amazing. June pointed out while watching this, none of the flawless victories except the first one are actually flawless victories.
They declare it after the end of almost every other fight, and the guys are clearly like neck and neck. Anyone could have won this, and they're like, no fights! Perfect, no contest. It's like golf when you just slam your goddamn club over the other guy's head and go, I've won golf effortlessly.
Yeah. I would like to do my final outstanding acting award to Kenneth Edwards. Kenneth Edwards, you did a tremendous job. We will forever remember Arlene.
Oh, no. We can't talk about Arlene.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay?
Okay.
But we can pay tribute to his favorite thing. Timeline item 4, actions, fights, and choreography.
Yes.
Stupid joke.
Okay. I will level with you. I will dispatch with the fakeness, with the lies, with the obfuscation. There's no gore. There's no any kind of brutal, bloody battling. Yeah. It's not bloody. It's not gory. But I don't... Look, if it was anything other than Mortal Kombat, I'd say it didn't need to be. I don't know. I'm not a really big Mortal Kombat fan, so I'm not sure how much the lack of viscera affects the final product. But as somebody who has watched this movie, I think it does pretty well. I think it does amazingly without it.
I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan. I'm sorry. 3,000 guns pointing at my face. I've loved Mortal Kombat for a great deal of years, and I don't intend to stop, even though I don't play the games anymore, because they're bad. I think always the joy of the absurd violence of Mortal Kombat to me was that it was just goddamn funny surrealism. When you'd have Liu Kang do something completely stupid, like drop an arcade cabinet of Mortal Kombat onto a man and then play the arcade cabinet, and it'd be like, fatality! And that would just be the deal.
Fair.
I think the love for obscene ultra-violence kind of lost some of the, like, humorous craziness of it, which was just showing off a silly thing after you utterly stopped some goddamn child at the arcade and they didn't know they were going up against, let's just say, Kenshi. I only know Kenshi tryhards. There's enough of that. There's the scene, by the way, spoilers for a film from 1995 that you've seen if you're watching this video. There's a bit where Johnny Cage does do a ridiculous ultimate takedown. It's the one part of the movie that has a real amount of blood in it, even then it's some strawberry drink. Goddamn Teletubbies, tubby custard situation.
Some Pepto-Bismol, like, hella stuff.
Yeah, he slices off Scorpion's horrible skeleton head that I love. And Scorpion explodes in a really obviously terrible explosion effect. And a big, silly, autographed picture of Johnny Cage takes over the screen. That's a fatality.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It captures, honestly, and I think this is the place that means I'm extraordinarily willing to forgive. It's like lore alterations, or it's like misfires of things such as Scorpion and Sub-Zero don't talk. Johnny Cage is the protagonist now.
What
so
is
call that a misfire?
Mortal Kombat in the movie? Like, okay, Raiden says it's a tournament, and he says you need to win 10 Mortal Kombats to in a row to invade the next realm, but Outworld's already won 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Outworld loses like almost every on-screen fight, and they're like, "Oh, this is the last fight," and Outworld has to, and like Earth has to accept, otherwise Outworld wins by default. Okay. Maybe I'm just barking up the wrong tree. The Mortal Kombat rules seem very fair weather.
I'm happy to tell you that's always been the case.
Oh!
It's just a really weird framing device. The rules are made up and the points don't matter so much. The idea is meant to be you fight until there's no one left to die.
Okay.
Which I suppose, you know, it's meant to keep things honest. It seems extraordinarily vulnerable to what if there was a very large four-armed man who could crush like any other species effortlessly, and you just kept putting that guy forward all the time alongside the horrible, immortal, soul-sucking necromancer wizard that always cooks the books and cheats the competition. But I'm not the Elder Gods. I didn't set up this martial arts tournament movie bit for a genre of film that doesn't exist anymore.
Is Shang Tsung a god? Like, Raiden said...
No, he's just some asshole.
So, okay. Raiden, they explicitly say he is the god of the Earthworld or whatever. And Shang Tsung...
Consider it a champion god. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He's a champion god. He's like Kami from Dragon Ball. But like he is like, yeah, no, I can't do anything to Shang Tsung. Yeah, we have to play by his rules. I can't do anything to stop him.
Okay. This is maybe a bit specific about the lore details of it for our funny film review.
Okay.
Shao Kahn is the champion god of Outworld in this case, and he's also not allowed to interfere with any of this.
Okay.
Shang Tsung is more or less a permanently elected official representative of Shao Kahn in this circumstance.
Okay. Okay, makes sense. Sorry, we'll get back
It makes so much sense.
We'll get back to the funny stuff now.
Come on, funny man. Say something funny.
Shang Tsung, again on Shang Tsung.
This better be funny.
He's like such a creepy perv in this.
So your idea of funny? To put down a hustling, small-time business, 10,000-year-old soul-sucking creep wizard with immaculate fashion?
Oh, that fashion is immaculate, though.
I am showing you so many images of Shang Tsung across the course of this movie now. Oh my god, look at that exposed chest. 10,000 years of refined, horrible zombie creep meat.
Oof. There are a few, how do I say, middling parts of the movie. There is this one part right near the end where there is...
If this is about the reptile fight, I'll kill you.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
No.
Oh, thank God.
I get they needed a lot of people in that room, but there is a, like, ludicrously long shot of just people walking into a room. And look, I think this says something really positive. If that's the only thing that jumps out of my mind as like a middling thing. It's funny length of just people walking into this room. It's not like bad.
It's as though you're made to watch everyone joylessly gather for Sunday sermon in real time. And it's like put interstitially right between the greatest lizard fight ever filmed and everyone's favorite thing that ended every movie from 1995 to 2004. Halcyon and on and on. That's Mortal Kombat and Mean Girls. That's real film. This doesn't get the Real Art Film Award, Matthew, won't let me do it. That's... I'm not sad about that. I'm sad about Artley.
He was such a brave.
No.
Okay.
Don't get stuck in it.
I can't. You're right.
Focus on the positive.
The positive. The Immortals. The music. It's insane. Yes. It's insane. I've heard Chinese Ninja Warrior, the Sub-Zero song, on the radio so much, I never realized it was a Mortal Kombat song.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat 1995's lasting legacy often goes understated for how legitimately enormous and continuous it continues to be. The album defines EDM in a subsect of people that I want to hang out with and have a subsect with every day of my life. The Mortal Kombat song, as you know it, is from this movie. Sorry for exposing you to my mouth kazoo. It's too strong, I know. But this film brings out great strength in all of us. That's what Mortal Kombat is. Tell me about Johnny Cage's horrible predilection.
Johnny Cage is not afraid to die.
That it eventually becomes true in some weirdly resonant character arc finales, such as the iconic "Those are $500 sunglasses, asshole."
The songs are they are so lovely, so lovely, ludicrously inane with certain things. Like the Sub-Zero one literally calls him warrior in a mask.
There's that kind of bizarre kinetic affection in each lockstep motion of this film, which I just can't get enough of. I don't think there's a part of this movie that isn't driven to its most absurdly gorgeous Joel Schumacher-esque ultra aesthetic version. Kind of a maximalist vision before my beloved Daniels decided to do everything maximally. The set design, for instance, in this is like unforgivably for real. I can't believe how beautiful everything is.
It's so...
Anytime I get to the horrible Kano eating 4 trillion pounds of food scene and like, this man is disgusting, I can't stop from looking at how impeccable this bizarre throne room and its perfect plasticine food is.
Yeah.
How lived in this unbelievable nightmare of a place really just is over and over. I love seeing it. I can feel the impact of every environment in every moment. I never feel like there's somewhere where I'm not like, whoa, you could have recorded the strongest music video of all time here.
Yeah. There's this point I talked about with June while we were watching it, and I thought I should mention it in the video. Johnny Cage, when he is fighting Scorpion, they start off in an what I imagine is an Earth type area where it's just this endless forest, is kind of liminal, and then they go to this endless scaffolding in all 3 dimensions in like some hell world. And I thought to myself, what if, and not to myself, I thought aloud to June, what if this kind of scaffold in a flaming pit in every direction is much like that endless forest with the perfectly placed apart trees? Like some liminal perversion of something normal where Scorpion comes from.
Everyone knows about the never-ending goddamn construction in hell. I love that reshoot. I love that Mortal Kombat responds enough to like test audience screens to go, hey, there ain't enough Mortal Kombat in this one, to just insert ruthlessly iconic, completely absurd, just Mortal Kombat ass fights. I don't know why they're in an infinite forest that is bizarrely sunny. Yes, it looks like a Mandela catalog nightmare. They do go to hell. This time, the demons are overcome with the power of insanely good choreography, radical-looking sets, and maximalist color explosions. This film is goddamn beautiful. I'm showing you a really beautiful moment right now. Honestly, this was my wallpaper for an embarrassingly long time. This is Liu Kang and Sub-Zero marking up at each other in this perfectly color-graded scene against the Warrior of Ice. Ninja with a mask.
Warrior with a mask.
Well, forgive me. I was just thinking about my favorite lyric, Chinese Ninja Warrior.
Oh.
Just, what can I say, folk? I think the film's wonderful. I can't recall the last time I wasn't allowed to think anything but wonderful when I was watching a movie point to point.
It is...
I let the film take me along, and it takes me well.
It is, as far as I can tell, one of the best video game movies I've ever seen.
And it's surprising, because... Oh, it's movie trivia.
Yeah.
Paul W.S. Anderson was interested in the project because he often played the game at arcades. The production company decided to hire him based on the accomplished visual flair of Shopping, which was filmed on a very low budget, Anderson, who at the time knew nothing about visual effects or fight scenes, had to study every book.
Oof.
The Wikipedia article says that. That's the way it says that. That's how perfect that comedic timing is on Wikipedia.
Every book.
Every book ever. He went into a goddamn hyperbolic time chamber for Mortal Kombat 1995, and it birthed a film that restores my soul and breaks my heart. But I shouldn't think about that. Matthew, do you have anything else to say on the film? I'm struggling to hold back my feelings.
I just want to once again go for Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa. Once again. Insane villain, hammy, chewing the scenery, amazing, great outfits. He's the kind of guy who you let play a character and they play it for the rest of time.
Mortal Kombat trivia. Tagawa is known for his role as the evil sorceress Shang Tsung in various works of the Mortal Kombat franchise.
Ooh.
He first played the character in the 1995 film adaptation and reprised it in 2011 for the television series Mortal Kombat Legacy and in 2019 for the video game Mortal Kombat 11. I'm pretty sure they haven't yet brought up that he's doing the mocap again for Mortal Kombat 1, which they're making. Mortal Kombat 1-2.
Look, this is a pipe dream because, you know, licenses and everything. I would buy every DLC and everything that they're putting in if they made a Mortal Kombat game where it's only the licensed characters.
That's beyond the scope of the movie.
I'm sorry.
Jason Voorhees v. Kratos, though, if you want to know what he's talking about. What else do you have to say for yourself?
I think it might be time.
We invite you now to join us in our communal wailing about a great loss, a communal release about feelings. I will make a brief musical abode to my friend while Matthew lets loose his tears and his sobbing. Arlene, if you were a woman, you'd be my queen. Arlene, you're a pretty picture, make my heart spill, Arlene.
I can't believe he's gone.
Your skin was so black, I was okay with that. And now my heart is so black, and I'm not okay with that. I'm without you, Arlene. Because you got killed by a man with 4 arms who was really sweaty. And then your soul was consumed in some really cool VFX. Shang Tsung sucked you into his horrible soul eyeball. At the end of the movie, he brings out the souls and he makes everyone fight. But not Arlene.
Arlene, he was so young.
Arlene doesn't get to live. Did you know that I didn't script this song? I'm just working it out as I go, and Matthew's getting shocked into just listening to my song about Arlene. Without you, my friend, will never be clean. I love you, Arlene.
We love you.
Anyway, basically 2 thumbs up for Mortal Kombat 1995.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to upload that entire Arlene bit as its own video. That really ticks me off.
Yeah. Okay, am I closing the video now?
Thank you so much for tuning into this.
Oh, absolutely.
Real Human Beings is such a delight to film. We love watching these silly little movies, and we love putting the spotlight on things that I'm going to go ahead and say 2023? 1995's Mortal Kombat doesn't often occupy the panacopia of our cool brain thoughts online.
Yeah. Or the
We highly
Panopticon.
recommend all that. We highly recommend this on VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, or in two little boys reciting to you an improvised art lean based song that will embarrass me for the rest of my life. But I did it maximally. I made it up. And you know what? If it made you happy, I'm happy. I'm a populist filmmaker. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
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 Bye bye, everybody.
Bye.